The art of feathering the lead down and actually feeling it hit the bottom is something I use every single time I cast out, and it's probably the most underused aspect of carp fishing. And if you master it, you will definitely catch more fish. The main reason being, when the lead hits the bottom, you get a vibration down the rod and it will give you an indication of what's actually out there. Now, we're very lucky at Gigantica, it's just flat on the bottom everywhere. You've got soft clay, little bits of harder stuff out there, but wherever it lands, the rig is still fishing. In total contrast, on a weedy lake, you've got weed sometimes that deep, sometimes it's that deep, and by feeling that lead down, you can tell whether it's engulfed in weed or it's landed in a little clear spot. So when you cast out, obviously whack it out there. Sometimes I'm fishing against the clip. When it hits the clip, then you literally, the line's tightened up and the lead's swinging back through the water. You'll just feel the lead hit the bottom, so the rod will just follow it down, donk, and then you know it's hit the bottom, you know the bottom's nice and clear. And when you're not using the line clip, obviously whack it out there, slow the cast down with your finger, then put your finger on the spool when it gets to where you want it. Again, the line goes tight, just follow it down, donk, and then you know what's out there. And what I recommend is that you practice at short range in an area where you know it's clear first, and then start going further and further out, and then feeling what weed's like, what silt's like. Weed and silt feel very similar, just a soft sort of, almost, you almost don't feel anything as the lead goes into the weed and silt and just slows down and stops. When it hits gravel, it's stopping abruptly, so it's going donk, and you're feeling that on the rod tip. Once you've mastered that, you can cast around the swim without the need for a marker float and find the clear areas and get fishing that little bit quicker. And when the lead's actually hit the bottom, next most important thing is to make sure you've sunk the line and not move the lead. See, a lot of people, they cast out, it just all crashes in, they haven't felt the lead hit the bottom, they tighten right up, put the bait runner on and start dragging the rod back towards the rests, and you can hear the bait runner going, and all they're doing is dragging that rig along the bottom, the hook gets caught in something, and then the rig's not fishing. So I dip the rod immediately, hold the line in between my fingers, and then sink the line like that. And because you're holding it in your fingers, you can feel how much tension's on the line, and then you know you're not moving the lead. Now that might take 30 seconds, it might take 2 minutes for it to all sink, but take your time. And then once it's all gone off the surface of the water, then I leave the bow arm open and the rod goes back to the rest with the bow arm open, so there's no chance of moving the lead at all. I then tighten up so the line goes nice and tight and it's pointing in the right direction. And then after that I slacken off and I let the line sink. Now with fluorocarbon it sinks very, very quickly. The contour's down on the bottom almost straight away. With lighter lines like Adrenaline, it may take 10-15 minutes for it to all sink, and you just have to be patient. Pull a little bit more line off. What happens is the line will go slack and then it will tighten up as the line out by the rig sinks. Do the same thing again, same thing again. It'll keep tightening up until it doesn't tighten anymore. And then you know it's all on the bottom. And that is the time to put the bobbin on. Don't put the bobbin on straight away because you're holding the line off the bottom. If the bobbin doesn't move up, the line hasn't moved down. So be careful, don't move the rig, and you'll definitely get more bites.